Oh no. We've seen the intimidation factor once before. We're gonna do it again. We're not gonna give them the life gain. Just wipe everything. Unfortunately, the shark goes 2 here, but it's well worth it. Take the draw. Wow. So that happened. Hello again and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins. It's another episode with HGG, playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Today, we're dabbling into Esper Control. That's the color combination of white, black, and blue. Tearing it up through Diamond 2 on our way to Diamond 1. And we've got some very, very exciting news. Just received a phone call. Starlink has arrived. I have to drive after I'm done rendering this video, do my upload, pick it up, rush home, do another video, and then my life has just been freed up of busy time that can now be doubled down into the business. Typically, I've been driving every single day. It's 20 minutes each way, plus a half hour to an hour upload time. So it's like basically 2 hours every single day that I've been doing this for the last year and whatever. That's just been eaten up doing nothing other than, you know, growing the business, which is fine. But now I can reclaim that time, and I'm super excited, you guys. So I don't want to blabble on about my personal life too much. Let's break down the deck, get into the gameplay footage so you can decide whether or not this is a card or a deck that you want to be spending your wild cards on, okay? Let's get into it, and without any further ado, if you do find any value within the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friend, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon, Grey Viking Games, and Into the AM. Woohoo! Let's go. Is it just me, or was that like a pretty good Mario impression? Right. So Esper Control is a 60-card standard best-of-1 control deck with an average converted mana of 3.6, which is really quite low. Very impressive. 2 creatures, 32 non-creatures, with a hefty 26 land. And now that is a lot of land to be running in such a low curve deck, but there's nothing worse than not hitting your land drops as a control deck, not being able to get that turn 4 wipe off because you didn't have the land. So we have plenty of land, and there's scries in the deck, there's draw in the deck to kind of make sure that we're getting the appropriate tools when we need them. With that being said, we do look to control the match throughout the first 5 turns, getting some planeswalkers in to seal the deal for our opponent as our win con. We've got Ashiok the Nightmare Muse and Ugin the Spirit Dragon in the deck as our planeswalkers. We also have the beloved Dream Trawler in the deck as a win con. It's just a big ol' creature. It can gain hexproof. You can protect it from the non-targeted removal. And then, of course, it's also our life gain and draw engine as well. So a lot of value here within the top end of the deck, and the rest of it is control. We've got counter spells and we've got removal, along with some scries and draws to help us get to where we need to go. So with that out of the way, you've got a general idea of what we're looking at. Now let's break it down more in depth. We do have 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst for 1 mana, destroying target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If we kick it, we can destroy any creature or planeswalker, regardless of its converted mana. Into our 2 drops, 4 copies of Mazemind Tome. We can tap it to scry 1. We can pay 2 to tap it for drawing a card, only doing either of these a total of 4 times, at which point we will sacrifice it, gaining 4 life. 4 copies of Heartless Act. At instant speed, choose 1, destroy a creature with no counters on it, or remove 3 counters from creature. 2 copies of Negate. At instant speed, counter target non-creature spell. A single Disdainful Stroke. At instant speed, counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Into our 3 drops now, 4 copies of Saw It Coming, counter target spell at instant speed, foretell for 2, so we can reduce the cost of it a little bit, which is nice. 3 copies of Extinction Event at sorcery speed, choose odd or even, then exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. That's our sweeper. 2 copies of Behold the Multiverse, instant speed, scry 2, then draw 2 cards for 4 mana. We can foretell it for 2, so a very nice reduction there through the foretell. Into our 5 drops now, 2 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death. When it enters play, exiling target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Next up, we tax them for 2. All of their non-creature spells are an additional 2 to cast. And then finally, return target creature or planeswalker from your graveyard to the battlefield with a loyalty or a +1/+1 counter on it, depending. 2 copies of Shadow's Verdict at sorcery speed, exiling all creatures from the battlefield and the graveyard with converted mana cost 3 or less. 2 copies of Ashiok's Nightmare Muse, 5 loyalty when he enters play, +1, creating a 2/3 token that whenever it attacks or block, we exile the top 2 cards of our opponent's library. -3, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then they discard a card from their hand, or sorry, not discard, exile, it's a little bit better than discard. And -7, you may cast spells from among face-up cards your opponent own in exile without paying their mana cost, which is really quite groovy. Into our more significant drops now. For 8 mana, we have a single copy of Ugin, 7 loyalty, +2/3 damage to any target, -X, exiling each permanent with converted mana cost X or less, that's 1 or more colors. And -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put 7 permanents you own from in your hand into the battlefield, which is quite nice. 2 copies of the Dream Trawler, 3/5, flying lifelink. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+0. Whenever it attacks, you also draw a card, which is amazing. It will trigger that drawing a card feature. So once on your upkeep, and then once when it attacks, it's 5/5 basically. And then you can discard a card to tap it to give it hexproof. We love it. 3 copies of Shark Typhoon for 6 mana, an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Cycling for 2+X, and whenever you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. We've got a lot of land here. I'm not going to break it down. I will touch on the Crawling Barrens, though. We can pay 4 to put 2 +1/+1 counters on the Barrens. They do not go away. They stack up. And then you have the choice to create it as a creature or net. I love it. It's another win con for us as well. So that's the deck list. To recap on our general strategy and synergy here, it's first to identify what deck we're playing against, right? Now we can prioritize our removal. We know if we need creature removal or if it's a dead card to us. That's the first thing I think of, right? If you're playing against a creature deck, yes, Extinction Event, Shadow's Verdict, where are you? I need to find you. So we'd go with Mazemind Tome and we try to find it, maybe Behold the Multiverse, right? We rush to the removal if it's a creature deck. If it's not a creature deck, let's start kind of like getting rid of those cards, scrying them to the bottom, looking for more important things like the negate, counter target non-creature spell. Saw it coming. Behold the Multiverse is still very high value, right? So identify what kind of deck you're playing against and then prioritize your beginning turns to deal with that kind of deck most effectively, right? Creature decks, you're looking for removal. Control decks, you're looking for counter magic and just general value engines, while not ever missing a land drop with both of those strategies. Next up, we control. We execute what we just determined would happen, right? So if it's a creature deck, we use our wipes, perfect. If it's a control deck, we kind of just like outvalue them and wait for our opportunity, at which point, once we have wiped or waited for our opportunity, having that counter magic available potentially, we play the Planeswalkers, right? We play the Dream Trawler, we get Shark Typhoon in play. Then we protect those assets and we finish out the game. We have win cons through the Crawling Barrens as well, utilizing more removal, more protection, more of our draw engines and scries to make sure that we are able to close the match out. I really like to wait to reveal my win cons until my opponent is out of cards, right? They're top decking. At this point, yes, Crawling Barrens, you're in play. Start attacking. Ashiok, you can come and play as well. Really cool things available to us there. So again, thank you for your time and attention. I hope you learned a little bit more about Esper control in the best of one standard Kaldheim format. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends, families, MTG playgroups, local game stores, whatever it happens to be. Support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Amazon, Great Viking Games, into the AM, and all that jazz. Cheers. Enjoy today's gameplay footage. I'm on my way to render this video, and then I'm going to get my Starlink, baby. I've been waiting so long. You guys have no idea. Oh, thank you for your support. It wouldn't have been a possibility without all of you guys. Of course, don't miss out on our 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize monthly tournament on MTG Melee. We have 100 live one-on-one coaching sessions with myself that you can get in on, also coming with the cash prizes. And then every YouTube premiere, you can win $10 to Great Viking Games as well. All right, cool beans. Join the Discord if you need any help or comments below, whatever. You know the deals, and we'll see you soon with our wrap-up thought. Alrighty, here we go again. Today, I want to be quick. I wasted the first half of my day watching the congressional hearings, and literally it ended. I ate lunch, boom, phone call, Starlink is in. Oh, we have to do all of this quick. I have to get to town, do my upload the conventional way, bummer, rush home, set up the satellite on my roof, film another video for tomorrow, but we can upload it tonight, hopefully on the new internet. So let's get right after it. Probably a pretty quick video today, half an hour. is what I want to try for. Is a control deck, so the deck tech will take a little bit of time, but you know, there's nothing new under the sun at this point in Kaldheim. All the decks have basically been made, and most people are playing in Historic right now, but this is a less popular format, and I may make some Historic content, as even I am getting a little run out, at least on the competitive side. Once we do hit Mythic, you know, we can explore that jank area again, and basically have unlimited ideas. That's 6 land. I guess we may as well keep that for Trolley Dude. But we do need that second plains. So we'll keep that in mind, I guess. 3 land we don't need, so let's get this Castle Locthwain out right now. Also, watching this hearing has literally drained my smooth-aped brain of what little energy it does have throughout its day, so apologizing ahead of time for my misplays. You know, we have fun here, right? Elspeth's a Nightmare they want in our hand. Whatever, brah. Take a little drawdy, dude. Well, that's what they'll take. Bummer! Let's just take that scry. That's the second plains. Barrens is really nice in this matchup, right? Crawling Barrens is pretty groovy. They already... No, they did not use an eliminate. So we lose Ashiok here. Well, we actually might lose Elspeth Conquers Death, because we can Elspeth their Nightmare, keeping our graveyard. So they have to 100% take our Nightmare, or sorry, Conquer's Death. I think this was a misplay, unless they have counter magic open. At which point, good for them. Take a draw again. Barrens to our hand. Let's first and foremost in our library. Playing into a counterspell here, I assume. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, they mistakenly took the wrong card last turn. And I'm guessing that's what's happening here. Cool. I was sure they would have counter magic up there, because, you know, now unless they deal with the graveyard some other way, or Elspeth Conquers Death, we're going to get that Ashiok that they had us discard back in hand, not even in hand, in play. So we can just kind of chill out. We tax them. They could have Extinction Events, and they know we're sitting on a Trawler. So let's pass our turn. We have counter magic. We have removal. We have a draw engine, and we have that, you know, that creature that we can start stacking up with Barrens. Cycling the shark. I don't think that matters at all. What's really cool about Ashiok's minus is if you minus on a token, they'll still have to discard from their hand. So it's like you're dealing with 2 threats instead of just the 1. You know, I'm not really worried about this, but I guess we'll just take it. Grab that draw, 4 life as well. I like the cards. What can I say? It's their end step. They must have something. They can bounce Elspeth. Let's let it resolve. I don't want them to do anything if we run out of mana. And here we can protect ourselves.
There is little as exquisite as the artistry of torment.
We kill the token and we get into their hand at the same time. We do the minus in case they have removal. There's a good chance they do, right? So this way we're getting the most amount of value that we can. Sharks dealt with, and they have to discard. Shadow's Verdict. Makes sense.
Fade into the shadows.
Counterspell over. Pass our turn. We don't really want to expose risk through our Crawling Barrens, right? If they remove it, it really sucks for us if we put it into play as a creature. So we'll probably just leave it as a land until we can get rid of them, right? All their creatures. Okay, so we'll Heartless Act the Shark. That way Ashiok survives unless they have spell removal. We ain't taking no shark damage here today. We've Stroke. Saw it coming as well. We can let them have that. Two to the bottom, they draw. Ooh. Ooh. Can I get a woof woof? Ashiok goes up.
Creeping, thieving project.
We can confirm protect it. This is going to eat up their removal. One, two, three, four, five, six. They're dropping to 7. It hits play with no counter. Ending our turn. 2 lands to chuck, plus we have 2 counter spells and an Ugin. I want to say we can't lose this match, but you know me. Wait for it. Take our breaths. No Extinction Event. Now that is interesting. Let's grab another 2/3. I'm tempted to minus on the Omen of the Sea, in all honesty. But they could sack it, right? Take our draw. I mean, you never want to get hit by a Dream Trawler. And it seems it's already happened. If we give it hexproof, it's already been tapped. I'll allow it. We could easily counter that, but meh. We only have 2 counters, and I'd rather counter what actually saves them, other than the cards that they'll use to look for the cards that saves them, right? So I'd much rather counter the Ugin, right? Counter the Extinction Event. Stuff like this. We get 2 land from them. We draw our own land. Great. Really cool stuff. This is a nice hit. You know, it doesn't look like we'll get to use much of the Barrens as long as they have so many cards available to them. We are shy 1 land to protect Ugin. So we end our turn. We need 10 land in play. We only have 9, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My assistant is not working today. I'll get that fired back up. Alright, so the first event gets countered. Do they have counter magic for our stroke? They do. We'll counter their counter. Now that's the sign of a good match. Right? A stack of counter spells. Yes, it is nice. Thanks, bruh. That's their mana for the turn. We hit for 9 damage here. Plus our 1, 2. I think we can do this, can't we? Yeah, we can. Fine. I believe that's game because they're tapped out, right? Good game. They'll probably concede here. But we can push up the Crawling Barrens, right? We saved it for last minute like we planned. Attack, attack, attack with the Trawler. Very nice. Let's get one more. Our opponent plays first. We only have 2 land. That's scary. We have a draw. We have removal and a scry, which all kind of makes us want to keep it. Oh, and there's a 3rd land. Hallelujah. I like the removal, but we need land, right? This deck is nothing without 5, 6, and lands. So let's try to get a few more of those in play. Okay, mono black. I think it's probably like a Village Rites or something. I just want to get rid of it immediately. Maybe it's not Village Rites. I feel like we should keep them from having a creature. We need exile. Vent. We may as well. It's not a good counter, but without removal, not enough. Let's get Sot coming to the side. We don't necessarily need to draw, we can just scry. Nice. That's 3 Mire Tritons. Hot dog. Oh, and they mill a Skyclave. Nice. Event. Absolutely. Sign me up. Oof. Gulp. How do you recover from that? They only have 2 lands. Good game. Maybe we'll do a 3rd match because that, as rewarding as it was for me, I'm sure wasn't the greatest match. Going first with lots of land. Watch it be a creature deck, and this negate is worthless. Digging for an Extinction Event. Always, before we even know what deck we're playing against. Where's the Extinction Event? If I don't see Yorion as a companion, where's the Extinction Event? Oh gosh, let's take it nice and slow. Our land doesn't matter, it's fine because the passages. We can just play our pathways however we feel, doesn't matter at all. Woo! It's a good thing it doesn't matter what we choose because we didn't even get a choice to choose the Brightclimb or the Grimclimb. It just went in on its own. What is up with that? No problems here. Just keep on playing. Hey Maya, just keep on running. Yeah. That a girl. We have counter magic up. That's our turn. Clerics. Clerics are scary. We need exile. More removal. Let's stop Veto. That's a little aggressive. Grabbing a black source here. El Swampo. Hit for 2. I think Behold the Multiverse is of higher value than the Scryland, because it's not super important for us to hit 5, and we'll even draw the land with the Multiverse if we need. Well, that's a thing. That's a card. Just need something good. Let's counter that. I'm not discarding 2 cards. Are you insane? Doesn't really do much for us. Just the blocker's fine, right? The 2/3 does get in their way, and we're at 6 loyalty now, so that takes kind of priority away from our health points. I'm mostly worried about that them getting 27. Oh, wow. That's a card. I'm worried about them getting to 27, mostly, is what I was saying. Could be interesting. Maya's hunting in the window. Sounds pretty cute. Let's end our turn here. We do have Behold the Multiverse ready to slam down. Elspeth, Conqueror of Death, brings back Ashiok on, hopefully, this Murderous Rider. Veto in the his house. Still the shark, but we can Elspeth Veto. It's a 3-drop, so we can't stroke it, and that puts them down to 3 mana, so we know we're good to just play out our hand. And I think I'll take Veto over Rider, as terrible as that is. Unless we get a wipe. No. Oh, it's shark. We should have known this. Oh, can we survive a turn? Probably not. No attacks. I mean, if they have a dead hand, we're still okay. I'm just worried if they have more. Land. Up to 23. I'm nervous. Oh, they lose 2 life here for the draw. That is good for us. Very, very good for us. We can still hold up our stroke. I don't often hard cast Shark Typhoon, but when I do, I have a stroke to watch its back. Or negate, something to protect it. Watch them be running Disenchant. You dog! We get our beloved Ashiok back. That's a card. We're 13 life. Land. Takes them to 23. We're at 12. That priest is actually a little bit annoying. They have more life gain here. Oh no. We've seen the intimidation factor once before. We're gonna do it again.
Dream of me.
We're not gonna give them the life gain. Just wipe everything. Unfortunately, the shark goes 2 here, but it's well worth it. Take the draw. Wow. So that happened. Right? End our turn. 3 cards in hand. I'm not worried. And today's video went out without a hitch. 3 really nice wins for the deck. Esper control, representing some of the strongest that KALDHEIM has to offer. We copy or counter that because why not? We'll make a shark out of it. It's fun. Watch them remove Ashiok here because we got ahead of ourselves. Creature. Just creature scum. I mean, this is the nail in the coffin, right? We grab a Luris. They pull from their graveyard before we can exile. Actually, we don't get from their grave. We only get from their exile pile. And their graveyard only is 2 cards. Sag. Yeah, nice play. Oh, no. Good game. We'll give them the hearts, too. And with that, you guys, we are on our way to go get Starlink. We have to do an intro, an outro, Adobe it all together. I might even just like go get it while it's rendering, and then I'll come home and upload it and assume that it works. And if it doesn't, I'll cry. Do my upload late. No, maybe I'll just wait the extra hour that it takes to render. Right, you know me, I would cripple myself. I want to cast Luris real bad. There, Odie. I love Luris, just a little kitty cat. Meow. Alright, let's get into our outro. Alright, you guys, I gotta be quick. We need to render this. Well, first we need to edit it, then render it. Drive to town, upload it, then go get our Starlink. Oh, so much work to do today. And then shoot a whole nother video, but I've got a fun one for tonight that we're gonna do. The deck works great, 3-0, climbing through Diamond. We're gonna get to Mythic soon. I don't know what happened to me at the start of the season. It was just like, I had this like spring, like the opposite of spring fever. I felt like an insect, like just coming alive for the very first time from winter. Like it's at 1%, just enough to like be animated somehow. No higher brain function at all. And I felt like that for like a week or two. Cut the workload a little bit, started taking you know, a little bit more me time, as much as I can get. And it's really helped. You know, I can feel myself coming back alive. I'm almost in full stride. So with all of that being said, you guys, thank you for your time and attention. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. If you have any comments, thoughts, and opinions, leave them in the comments below. I always love reading your suggestions, even though I may not have time to reply to them all. Cheers, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next